Akashvani presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Naresh Mago. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India needs uniform civil code as the country cannot run with dual system of separate laws for separate communities. Total length of national highways in India grows by about 59% in last 9 years. India's current account deficit narrows to $1.3 billion in January to March quarter of last fiscal. Comptroller and Auditor General of India to conduct special audit into alleged financial irregularities in reconstruction of Delhi Chief Minister's official residence. IMD predicts extremely heavy rainfall in Gujarat today, and in SAFF Football Championship, match between India and Kuwait ends in a 1-1 draw. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that India needs uniform civil code as the country cannot run with a dual system of separate laws for separate communities. Addressing party workers at the BJP's Mera Booth Sabse Mazboot program in Bhopal, he said that the Constitution of India also talks about equal rights of citizens. The Prime Minister said that there should be one law for every family member in a house. Likewise, there should be uniform law for every citizen in the country.
आजकल हम देख रहे हैं कि यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड के नाम पर ऐसे लोगों को भड़काने का काम हो रहा है। आप मुझे बताइए, एक घर में परिवार के एक सदस्य के लिए एक कानून हो, परिवार के दूसरे सदस्य के लिए दूसरा कानून हो, तो क्या वो घर चल पाएगा क्या? फिर ऐसी दोहरी व्यवस्था से देश कैसे चल पाएगा? हमें याद रखना है कि भारत के संविधान में भी नागरिकों के समान अधिकार की बात कही गई है और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बार बार कहा है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट डंडा मारती है, कह रही है कॉमन सिविल कोड लाओ.
Mr. Modi said that the people in the country are being instigated in the name of uniform civil code. He alleged that the opposition parties are playing vote bank politics.
जब सबका भला होगा तो देश आगे बढ़ेगा और इसलिए भाजपा ने ये तय किया है कि हमें तुष्टीकरण के रास्ते पर नहीं चलना है, वोट बैंक के रास्ते पर नहीं चलना है. देश का भला करने का रास्ता तुष्टीकरण नहीं है, सच्चा रास्ता है संतुष्टीकरण.
Under the Mera Booth Sabse Mazboot campaign, the Prime Minister addressed nearly 10 lakh workers from 543 Lok Sabha constituencies across the country and 64,100 booth workers in Madhya Pradesh. Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari has said that the total length of the national highways in the country has increased by about 59% in the last 9 years. As a result of this expansion, India now has the second largest road network after the US. Addressing a press conference in New Delhi, Mr. Gadkari said the total length of national highways was around 91,000 kilometers in 2013-14, which has increased to over 1,45,000 kilometers in 2022-23. He also said that in the last 9 years, the increase in 4-lane national highways rose by about 2 times. The minister said, with the introduction of FASTag, there is a significant jump in the toll collection.
जो टोल हमको मिलता था वो 13-14 में वो 4,770 मिल रहा है और अभी टोल जो मिल रहा है वो 41,342 करोड़ है, यानी फास्टैग लाया है और आगे भी टेक्नोलॉजी लगातार बदल रहे हैं, तो इसके जो लीकेजेस थे वो भी दूर हुए और लोगों को भी उसमें रुकने का समय भी कम हुआ है और हम लोग अभी एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि हम 30 के पहले 1,30,000 करोड़ तक पहुंचेंगे. अभी टोल के ऊपर रुकने वाली तकरारें लगभग नहीं के बराबर है और इसको अब हम धीरे धीरे जो नई टोल सिस्टम लाने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं उससे वो 30 सेकंड से भी कम हो जाएगा.
India's current account deficit has narrowed to $1.3 billion or 0.2% of the GDP in the January to March quarter of the last fiscal. According to the data released by the Reserve Bank, the decline was mainly due to moderation in trade deficit and a robust increase in services exports. However, for fiscal 2022-23, the current account balance recorded a deficit of 2% of the GDP compared to a deficit of 1.2% in 2021-22, as the trade deficit widened to $265.3 billion from $189.5 billion a year ago. The RBI data has shown that net services receipts increased both sequentially and on a year-on-year basis on the back of a rise in net earnings from computer services. The Comptroller and Auditor General CAG of India will conduct a special audit into the alleged administrative and financial irregularities in the reconstruction of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's official residence in Delhi's civil lines. Officials in the Lieutenant Governor's office said LGV Saxena on May 24 wrote to the Union Ministry of Home Affairs MHA pointing out the alleged irregularities in the reconstruction of the CM's official residence. The MHA recommended a special CAG audit, taking note of the LG's letter which flagged irregularities. The Aam Aadmi Party has condemned the decision. The reconstruction was carried out between 2020 and 2022, when the coronavirus pandemic was raging across the country. The LG's letter was based on a report Delhi Chief Secretary Naresh Kumar submitted to him on April 27, which detailed prima facie violations of rules, guidelines and ownership in the reconstruction. The Chief Secretary prepared the factual report on the directions of the LG. A month later, the Delhi government's Vigilance Department said in a report that the renovation of Mr. Kejriwal's official residence incurred a total cost of 52.71 crore rupees. The report said 33.49 crore rupees was spent on the construction of the house and 19.22 crore rupees on a camp office for the Chief Minister. The Enforcement Directorate ED has arrested R.K. Arora, the chairperson of real estate developer Supertech, from his Delhi office. He has been summoned by the central agency for the past 3 days. He was arrested late last evening in a money laundering case. Mr. Arora is also the chairperson of National Real Estate Development Council, NAREDCO, an organization of builders. The ED had initiated probe against Supertech Group of companies and others under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, PMLA, on the basis of FIRs registered in UP, Delhi and Haryana. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The government has said that the cashless treatment facilities are now available to beneficiaries of Central Government Health Scheme CGHS at AIIMS New Delhi, PGI MER Chandigarh and JIPMER Puducherry. Union Health Ministry has signed a memorandum of agreement with 3 medical institutes in this regard to provide cashless treatment facilities to the beneficiaries. With this, both serving and pensioner beneficiaries of CGHS will have direct access to advanced treatment facilities without the hassle of making upfront payments and seeking reimbursements from CGHS. The India Meteorological Department IMD has predicted extremely heavy rainfall over the Gujarat region today. Heavy to very heavy rainfall is also likely over East Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Goa, Maharashtra, coastal Karnataka and Kerala. The IMD also said that the southwest monsoon has further advanced into most parts of North Arabian Sea, remaining parts of Gujarat and some more parts of Rajasthan today. It has said that conditions are favorable for further advance of the southwest monsoon into some more parts of Rajasthan and the remaining parts of Haryana and Punjab during the next 2 days. It said the active monsoon conditions are likely to continue over northwest, central and west India during the next 5 days. We spoke to senior scientist at IMD R.K. Jainamani.
The low pressure system has become well marked and now lies over northeast Madhya Pradesh and Nehru. Because of this intense system, Arabian Sea monsoon has been picked up and we have the heavy to very heavy with the isolated extremely heavy rainfall warning for the west coast, mainly covering the Gujarat and North Konkan. Mumbai also has a heavy rainfall warning for tonight. Madhya Pradesh also receiving heavy to very heavy rainfall for last 2 days and it will continue for next 24 hours. For the Himalayan state, the rain has been been reduced, and for the national capital also, rainfall has been light rainfall.
Hectic preparations are underway for the Bahura Yatra or Return Car Festival today at Puri. All three chariots of Lord Jagannath, elder brother Lord Balabhadra, and their sister Devi Subhadra are parked in front of the Gundicha temple, ready to return to the Sri Mandir. Our correspondent reports that the deities would be escorted out in Pahandi one by one from the sanctum sanctorum of the Gundicha temple after some time.
Jai Jagannath Ho.
The Grand Road in Puri is all set for the return of the Trinity to the Jagannath temple, with devotees flocking into the holy city since morning to participate in it. After observing special rituals, the ceremonial procession of carrying the deities from the sanctum sanctorum of Gundicha temple begin after some time. If the rituals run as per the schedule, the pulling of the first chariot, Taladhwaj of Lord Balabhadra, would start by 2 p.m. As part of the entire Rath Yatra, the deities will be decorated with Sunabesa or golden artery tomorrow on the chariots, which is expected to attract lakhs of the devotees. S.N. Patnaik for Akashvani News. Pyara, pyara, naam yahi anmol.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will virtually lay the foundation stones of 3 new buildings of the Delhi University on Friday. These buildings are the Faculty of Technology, a computer center and an academic block. Vice-Chancellor Yogesh Singh said that the Prime Minister will be the chief guest at the closing ceremony of centenary celebrations of the Delhi University. He said an exhibition on the glorious journey of 100 years of the Delhi University will also be organized. Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan will also attend. In the last Group A game of the SAFF Football Championship in Bengaluru, the match between India and Kuwait ended in a 1-1 draw last night. India led 1-0 at half-time. Kuwait topped the Group A on better goal difference, followed by India. Both sides, having won their earlier matches, have already qualified for the semi-finals. Nepal and Pakistan are the other teams in Group A. In another Group A match yesterday, Nepal defeated Pakistan 1-0. From Group B, Lebanon and Bangladesh registered wins in their second games on Sunday to keep their semi-final qualification hopes alive. India will lock horns with Japan today in Asian Kabaddi Championship 2023 in Busan, South Korea. On the first day of the Men's Kabaddi Championship yesterday, India locked horns against Korea and later against Chinese Taipei. India have beaten Korea 76-13 and Chinese Taipei by a margin of 53-19. A total of 6 countries, including India, Iran, the Republic of Korea, Japan, Chinese Taipei and Hong Kong, are participating in the 4-day championship. The top 2 teams will meet in the final on Friday. The Asian Kabaddi Championship 2023 will be a precursor to the upcoming Asian Games to be held in Hangzhou, China later this year. The last edition of the Asian Kabaddi Championship was held in Gorgan, Iran in 2017, and the tournament has made a return after 6 years. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Sarabjit Kaur.
Thank you, Naresh. Under the headline, Modi bats for UCC, the Pioneer says, Prime Minister Narendra Modi took a stinging sweep at the opposition by describing their unity bid as guarantee for corruption and batted for the introduction of the Uniform Civil Code, saying, how will the country be able to run with such a dual system? Quoting officials in the Lieutenant Governor's office, Hindustan Times reports that the Comptroller and Auditor General of India will conduct a special audit into alleged administrative and financial irregularities in the reconstruction of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's official residence in civil lines. Wet spell across India as rains advance. Orange alert in hills, reads a front-page headline in Hindustan Times. It's pouring misery, 164 crore rupee loss in 4 days, adding that there have been 9 landslides, 1 cloudburst, says the Tribune. And finally, New York City has officially declared Diwali as a school holiday, recognizing the cultural significance of the festival and celebrating the diversity of its residents, writes the Pioneer. And with that, it's back to you, Naresh.
Thank you, Sarabjit. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India needs uniform civil code as the country cannot run with a dual system of separate laws for separate communities. Total length of national highways in India grows by about 59% in last 9 years. India's current account deficit narrows to $1.3 billion in January to March quarter of last fiscal. Comptroller and Auditor General of India to conduct special audit into alleged financial irregularities in reconstruction of Delhi Chief Minister's official residence. IMD predicts extremely heavy rainfall in Gujarat today, and in SAFF Football Championship, the match between India and Kuwait ends in a 1-1 draw. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.